You ever just stare out at the ocean and wonder, how? I mean, where did all this water even come from? And with the sun beating down on it all day, why doesn't its level ever really seem to change? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive right into that.
It's a totally fair question. It feels like it should be more complicated, right? Rain falls, rivers pour into it, ice melts, and yet the ocean just stays, well, the ocean. It's not like it's some giant bathtub and someone's sneaking in to top it off every night. The real answer is actually way more elegant, and it's happening on a massive planetary scale.
Okay, first things first. To really get why it doesn't run dry, you have to appreciate the mind-boggling scale we are dealing with. The Earth's oceans hold about 352 quintillion liters of water. That is a 352 with, get this, 18 zeros after it. It's a number so ridiculously big, it's almost impossible to even picture.
So let's try to put that number into perspective. If you decided, for some reason, to drink just 1 liter of it a day, it would take you longer than the entire age of the universe to drink it all. And, just a friendly piece of advice, probably don't try this. The salt poisoning would get you on, your second sip.
So the key takeaway here isn't just that there's a ton of water. The real secret, the magic trick, is that all of Earth's water operates inside this brilliant, self-contained, closed system. Basically, nothing significant gets added, and almost nothing ever leaves.
And the hero of this whole story is something you definitely learned about back in elementary school. Yup, it's the good old water cycle. It's this non-stop process that keeps the oceans perfectly full. It's not a static pool of water, it's more like a perfectly balanced global recycling program that never ever stops. All right, so let's break down how this round-trip ticket for water actually works, because this is a process that's happening all around us every single second of every single day, whether we notice it or not. You remember this from science class, right? First, the sun acts like this giant engine, heating the ocean and causing evaporation, lifting water vapor way up into the sky. Then, as it gets higher and cools down, that vapor condenses, and that's what forms clouds. Finally, gravity wins, and all that water comes back down as precipitation. Rain, snow, you name it. And it flows through rivers and streams right back to where it started, in the ocean. It's a perfect, unending loop. But here's a detail that might surprise you. You'd think all that water vapor travels all over the world, right? Well, get this. About 85% of the water that evaporates from the ocean falls right back into the ocean as rain. It barely even leaves the neighborhood. So really, the water isn't lost at all. It's just on a quick vacation. It goes up, hangs out as a cloud for a little while, and then comes right back home. And that's what keeps the ocean levels so incredibly stable over millions of years. Okay, so the water cycle explains the stability. Awesome. But that usually brings up a few more questions, right? Like, what about all the water that isn't liquid and fluid? Exactly. I mean, a huge amount of the planet's fresh water is locked up solid in places like Antarctica and Greenland. It seems like it's been taken out of the cycle completely, just sitting in a deep freeze. So is that water lost? Nope, it's not lost either. A really great way to think of it is that the water is just playing cosplay. It's dressing up as ice for a while. Whether it's a liquid, a gas, or a solid, the total amount of H2O on Earth stays the same. It's just wearing a different costume. And of course, when that ice melts, that water goes right back into the ocean, which is why we see sea levels rise. And that, of course, leads to the biggest question of all. If the amount of water we have now is basically all we've ever had, where did it all come from billions of years ago? Well, scientists have two main theories, and they're both pretty cool. The domestic water theory suggests the water was here all along, baked into the planet's rocks, and was released as massive clouds of steam from volcanoes. That steam eventually cooled, condensed, and it rained for centuries, filling up the oceans. Then there's the imported water theory, which sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, that our water was delivered here by ice-rich comets and asteroids that slammed into the early Earth. Basically a cosmic water delivery service. So if water could have arrived from space, can it also leave? Is it possible for our water to just drift off into the cosmos? The answer is, yeah, technically, but the amount is so tiny it's almost zero. Way up at the very top of our atmosphere, intense UV radiation can blast a water molecule apart, and sometimes the super light hydrogen atom can escape Earth's gravity. But this is so incredibly slow and rare, it has virtually no impact on our water supply. It's not something we need to worry about. So the planetary system is rock solid. The oceans are not going anywhere. But that doesn't mean everything is fine and dandy. Because while the planet isn't losing water, we are absolutely facing a water crisis. And that part of the story is all about human disruption. And this right here is the absolute heart of the issue. The problem isn't a planetary one. Earth is not running out of water. The crisis is a human one. We are running out of clean, accessible, fresh water exactly where and when we need it most. We're actively messing with that perfect natural cycle in 3 huge ways. We build dams and canals that block and divert the natural flow of rivers. We pollute the precious freshwater sources we have, making them dangerous or unusable. And the big one, by changing the climate, we're scrambling the ancient, reliable weather patterns that the whole system depends on. And what happens when you scramble a system that perfect? You get chaos. We aren't making water disappear. We're just creating a massive mismatch. Too much water in one place, causing devastating floods. And at the exact same time, not nearly enough water somewhere else, leading to crippling droughts. It's water in the wrong place at the wrong time. So after all that, what's the big picture here? What's the main thing to remember? Well, it's really about understanding the difference between the planet's resilience and our own vulnerability. Let's be crystal clear about this. The ocean is not going to run dry. This 4.5 billion-year-old water recycling system is one of the most powerful and resilient forces on our planet. It will keep on going long after we're gone. And I want to leave you with this one last thought, which is just kind of wild to think about. The water we have on Earth today is the very same water that's been here for billions of years, just cycling over and over again. Which means the drop of water you drink this morning could have once been in a storm on the other side of the planet 1 million years ago. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the tear of a heartbroken dinosaur. Pretty cool, huh?